Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be about the types of people that narcissists can be attracted to. More the types of people they use to replace you with, which often leaves you confused. As when it comes to a narcissist, although we can work on those that are diagnosed, that speak out about the disorder, those who have dealt with narcissistic people and who the narcissistic person moved on with, the characteristics of the disorder, we can form different opinions, we can have different perceptions of why narcissistic people end up with different kinds of people. However, there is no set type that a narcissist is attracted to. Just like some person can go for blondes, some person can go for redheads, another person can go for brunettes, another person can go for brown eyes, blue eyes, green eyes, tall people, short people. You can have people that will be with someone with dark hair and dark eyes, and then be with someone with blonde hair and blue eyes who isn't on the spectrum of the disorder. So just because people have a type or don't have a type, or go for people who are caring or people who have had a traumatic past, that doesn't mean they have a disorder. Having at least 5 of the 9 criteria in the DSM-5 would potentially mean that they have the disorder. Before I start, thank you very much to all the returning subscribers. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder, to give you more understanding of the people you might have been with in your life or been around in your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you overcome narcissistic abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. So when it comes to the narcissist new supply, you can often find that narcissistic people talk badly about certain kinds of people, the opposite sex. So if you'd like a piercing, they might go on and on and on about how they don't like people with piercings. If you'd like to shave your head, they might go on about how they don't like bald-headed men. If you would like to grow your hair as a female or a male, they might go on about how they don't like people with long hair. Whatever it is that you'd like to do, if you'd like to get a tattoo, they might say how they don't like people with tattoos. And they might talk very, very poorly of those people, which can put you off being yourself and doing the things that you would like to do. And you can almost feel uneasy around them because they are very critical, they're very controversial. And when you speak up and you defend those that have done things that the narcissist doesn't approve of and try and see it from the other person's perspective, the narcissist can be very invalidating towards those people. However, when they leave you, those people that they used to criticise and they used to judge and they used to gossip about can be the very person they use for their new supply. And there's various reasons why narcissistic people can do this. One is their sense of entitlement. That person just has something that the narcissist believes they're entitled to. So once they can worm their way into that person's lives, they will. The other is envy. They're simply envious of that person. They're envious of that person's tattoos. They're envious of the way that person is confident in who they are as a person. They're envious of that person's looks. They're envious of that person's lifestyle. So rather than appreciating the person for who that person is, recognizing that, oh yeah, I'd like to do that, or that's good for them. It might not be for me, but it's good for them. The narcissist is envious of that person. So once they can worm their way into that person's lives, they will use that person to replace the person the narcissist was with, which is very confusing for the person who the narcissist was with, because they're left thinking, well, you don't like that kind of person, so why are you now with that kind of person? And it's all to do with the narcissist's envy, the narcissist's entitlement, and the narcissist's lack of empathy to care for how it affects you, or how using the new affects the new. When it comes to people talking badly of others, now you can have people who aren't on the narcissist disorder spectrum who can talk badly of others. That alone doesn't make someone a narcissist. And you can have covert narcissists that don't particularly talk badly of others. So it doesn't make somebody not a narcissist. However, those who do talk badly of others, those who are controversial for the sake of being controversial, those who always have to be right, those who can't see it from another person's perspective, are not the kinds of people you want to be around. Those who judge others, mock others, are not the kinds of people you want to be around. And then the narcissist can move on to someone that seemingly begins to look a lot like you. Suddenly they're wearing the same style clothes as you, they're driving the same car as you, they're wearing the hair the way you wear your hair, they've got the same sort of beard as you. You can find that the narcissist uses a new supply and molds them into being you. Now the new supply could be a very confident person who over time gets devalued and invalidated by the narcissist, who's claiming that their ex did it better, that their ex this, their ex that, or talking badly of people who look like the new supply, while talking positively about people who look like the ex. So the new supply subconsciously starts to no longer feel enough and try to change themselves to please the narcissist, not realizing the narcissist is turning their appearance into an ex. And you can also get a new supply who is a narcissist themselves. So a narcissistic person that can see a family unit, can see somebody with a partner, a husband or a wife, and is envious of that relationship. So seeks to destroy that relationship, seeks to take that relationship down to serve themselves, to feel better about themselves, to boost their ego. Sometimes the new supply can be a narcissist, not realizing that they are getting with a narcissist. Sometimes the new supply can be a narcissist that manages to get into who your partner, husband, wife was or is, can get into their head and can manipulate them to do something like cheat that they wouldn't usually do. So you are looking for that pattern of behaviour with another person. And when someone cheats on you, how you want to deal with that afterwards is completely up to you. It's your life to live for you. Nobody has the right to tell you that you must leave now, you must stay, you must try and work it out. You have to do what is right for you. If you don't bring the best out in each other, if it's not give and take, and yes, sometimes it's 50-50, sometimes one person in a partnership is more in need, so it might be 80-20 and then it'll swing back round. If it's not got that balance of give and take, if they're always right, if they can't see your point of view, if when you go and discuss your feelings with them, you will walk away feeling worse, if you don't feel safe around somebody, whether they cheat or not, it's time to break away from that person. But when it comes to getting with a new supply that is a narcissist, the narcissist can go all out to look like you because they are envious of you. They want what you have because they don't see the reality of what you have got. And often when you're with a narcissist, you don't see the reality of what you've got. It's one of those where people say you don't know what you've got until it's gone. However, with a narcissist, no, you don't know what it's got, but once it's gone, you're pretty glad it's gone. You might have to work through quite a few issues, but once you realise what you had when you had a narcissistic partner, you will be glad that it's gone. You will be glad that the new supply has taken them off your hands. If somebody is willing to try and take your partner away from you, and if your partner is willing to go with that person, let them go. That's not the kind of person you want to be with. It shows more about their lack of morals, their lack of respect, their lack of loyalty, their lack of empathy, than it ever will say anything about who you are as a person. If you wouldn't treat somebody in that way, don't accept that behaviour from other people. Yes, it's all good and well to treat people how we want to be treated. But at some point we have to recognise whether they're not going to treat us with the same respect. And if they're not, we have to learn to let them go and live their life while we go and live our lives. So yes, the narcissist might leave and use a new supply who's the exact opposite of you. They might use a new supply who's very similar to you. They might move on to a family member just to hurt you a little bit more. They might move into a neighbour so that they can stalk you and try to hurt you. They might move far away. It all depends on that individual narcissist, that individual's narcissist need, the supply that that individual narcissist can get. If anyone has any thoughts on the video, please do add those into the comments. I shall link this video into the playlist of why we attract narcissistic people, or why narcissistic people are attracted to us. And there's so many different perspectives on this. There's so many different opinions on this, and it all depends which one resonates with who you are as a person, that can help you develop your mindset, develop your life to work for you for the better. And in some cases, with things such as object consistency and attachment styles, there is some scientific data on why people are attracted to or stay with narcissistic partners. However, it's data, and data changes all the time. So we can go on the information we know on the present day, and then in 6 months, a year's time, that information might change when new information becomes available. A bit like a narcissist, they'll be happy with one person while they're getting their needs met, and then they'll see something new come available, and they will just up and leave and replace the old with the new. Narcissistic people use people how people use mobile phones. They see a new model come on the market that takes their fancy, so they go, they pick it up, they spend time getting to know it, getting to know all about how all the different features work and what works for their advantage, the things that they're not that interested in. And then when they drain the battery, they charge it back up. When they drain the battery, they charge it back up. And they might drain the battery so far that the phone won't charge back up, in which case they might try and pretend to fix it for a need of their own. Or they might go and buy a new, discarding the old. They might pick up the old to fix parts of the new if needed. Or if the new is no longer working as they expected, they might go back to the old. When it comes to people, people are a supply, whatever that supply is to the individual narcissist. People are a supply, whether they are a supply of material possessions, a supply of attention, whether that's sympathetic attention, whether that is praise, whether that is somebody who is going to look good on their arm. It's all supply when it comes to narcissistic people to boost their ego. because they, more often than not, don't feel enough within themselves. So they're always seeking for more. Thank you very much for listening. Go out there, create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.